am Liz Donatelli. Welcome to Reader Seeks Romance, the #1 romance novel talk show on YouTube.
Hi, Liz.
Hi, sidekick Gail.
So, who is going to be on the show today?
Romance author Leonie Mack. Remember, she was on at the end of last year to discuss her Christmas romance, my Christmas #1?
Yes, I do.
Well, Leonie recently returned to the show to discuss her travel romance, Italy Ever After. And she played Italy True or False game.
Oh, I love when you play the games. Give me a question.
Italy holds the Guinness record for having the most elevators.
No, that sounds so crazy. It might be true. I'm going to say true.
Well, you'll have to watch the episode to find out if you're correct.
Oh.
Hi, Leonie. Welcome back to Reader Seeks Romance.
I'm so pleased to be back. Hi, Liz.
Happy book birthday to you. Congratulations on the release of Italy Ever After.
Thank you. I'm so very excited to get the story out there.
I am a fan of your work, and one thing I can depend on is for you to transport me to another country so vividly that I feel as if I've walked the streets and smelled the air. So you did not disappoint. Italy Ever After, set in Lake Garda. Can you share what Italy Ever After is about?
A romance where the main character is Lou, a divorced mother of one. And about a year after the separation from her husband, she's understandably a bit down. And when she has the opportunity to go with her daughter on a music camp, she decides she's going to get out and explore new things while she's on the camp in Italy. And around about the same time, she starts to notice in a more personal way her daughter's teacher, who is also going on the camp. A little bit of forced proximity later, and you have it's a very, 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 very slow burn romance. I think you'll agree, Liz. And they eventually though fall in love.
There's a hot music teacher / prodigy. Do you find in general musicians to be hot? Because in your first novel, you have my Christmas #1, the male protagonist was this, Latino, singer and musician. So I'm starting to get the impression you really dig musicians. Is your husband a musician?
He plays the ukulele.
Okay.
Music is actually part of the background for both my husband and I, although, I had to stop for various reasons. In his case, because transporting a trombone is across continents is difficult. But music and musicians and playing music is definitely something that captures my imagination, and that's why I think it's ended up in these first two books. When I think about what I want to write next, then I want something that I can be completely immersed in, that I can really live for the months that it takes to draft it. And I have to be really excited about it. Actually, it was also because I have an idea that I had years ago to have someone who's a conductor and a violin prodigy as a main character, and then it worked quite well with the combining the mum of a school student and the teacher romance. It all just kind of clicked from various ideas across the years.
Aside from lusting after Nick, Lou, she first of all, she underplays her abilities and her value, and hopes to discover this untapped talent, while she's in Italy with her daughter, at a music camp. Is that something that you can relate to? Searching for this elusive talent that, if I just could find that, my life would open up or have more meaning.
It came more from this idea of talent not necessarily being something natural. So it's something that is kind of developed with discipline. I've known quite a lot of parents and children from both my own childhood and also my time as a parent, where the parents have not necessarily unhealthily, this also comes out in the book, but have developed the discipline in their children that they've ended up to have some special talent. I kind of understand that I was never going to be a musical talent because I love what I have that discipline and that drive about is writing, of course. So I would rather be sitting at my computer for hours. And I enjoy that I can plonk some things out on the piano, and I know a few chords of guitar. I enjoy that, but it's not. I don't have that discipline, that drive about music. And so to a degree, I could definitely understand, and I definitely wanted in the book to play up the value of people skills and the importance of that being wonderfully talented at something is great, so long as you still have that the friendships and the ability to connect with people, and there's a lot more to it than that.
I noticed in your acknowledgements, you thank your beta readers for allowing you to experiment on them with their emotional reactions to the characters. And I'm fascinated, how does that work, and how does that help you in the writing process?
This book in particular was an interesting journey for that, which is probably why it made it into the acknowledgements. I had, strangely, a clear idea of what I wanted the reader to feel as I was writing it, which doesn't always happen. My goal with it was to have the tension, sort of the romantic tension, that is, stretched right through. So even though they don't actually kiss until quite a portion of the book through, to have the tension all the way through and to just push the reader to the edge of getting frustrated but not over it. It's quite natural for the characters, both of them. Lou in her stage of life is trying to be sensible. Nick, his personality is quite reticent, and his own recent experience with relationships. They were never going to jump into bed together right away. I sent them the book without any prompts, but when they had finished it, I specifically asked, does that run nicely all the way through, keeping you really wanting to know what's going to happen next, even though they almost kiss and they don't, and then someone walks in, and
Yeah,
I wanted it to have that though, and the funny thing was as well, I kind of wanted to make that part of the humor this time. I wanted it to be funny rather than frustrating, that they just keep almost getting together and then they don't.
right.
And of course they do.
Yes, they do.
Keep reading.
I would love for you to write a travel romance set in Australia, because it's a place I probably will never go to, but you can so beautifully write that. I don't know if that's something you're thinking about.
That is, it's a very interesting prospect for me. I think part of the thing, and this is where we get to Italy again. I live in Germany. It's not that far away from Italy. It's very much not Italy. The problem with being too close to a place. I think Italy has worked really well for me, because the next 3 books will be set there, particularly because I can still accept the mythology of the place. Germany, I can't accept the mythology of the place anymore, because I live here. And Australia, it's getting there where I might be able to write about Australia, but really it's been too close. It's quite important in a travel romance as well to capture the mythology of the place. You have to capture the reality of the place too, and sometimes the disconnect between the two can be quite funny. And you hear about people who arrive in Paris and then they're so let down because it's a real city. In a travel romance, you still need that myth, which is what I love about the title, because, and it's also for people in the UK, Italy really is like paradise, and you do have to capture a bit of that magic, and so that's why I've ended up with a bunch of books set in Italy despite living in Germany.
Right.
And so Australia, I don't know, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it has to be an escapist experience for the writer as well as the reader. So obviously you're going to keep escaping to Italy. And as an Italian American who's never been to Italy, but I have, great grandparents who were born there, it excites me to get a taste of it in, Italy Ever After. And now I can look forward to more of it in your upcoming novels. So that is exciting. Okay.
I've currently got a character whose surname is Donatelli as well.
Okay, what? Oh my God, I just got chills. It is after, did I inspire that or was this random?
Oh, it's fine.
Does this mean that you also include me in the acknowledgements or anything? Or
Oh,
is
this is in book 3. So
okay.
I haven't written. Oh, hang on. Have I written the acknowledgements for book 3?
Have you written the acknowledgements yet?
The last romance that I finished was a Harlequin historical. Actually, I tend to read those to cleanse because I love reading romance. But the problem with a contemporary is it's hard to switch off my professional brain now, and so I still do read a lot of contemporary romances. But the last one I finished was a Harlequin historical by Catherine Tinley.
What's the name of the novel?
Rags to Riches Wife. It won a Romantic Novels Association award in the UK.
Italy's national dish is spaghetti and meatballs.
My first instinct is to go with false, just because there's so much regional variation in food.
You are correct. So the national dish is actually bolognese.
Well, which they call ragu.
Yes. I didn't see it's like ragu alla bolognese. Yeah. The average Italian consumes half a pound of bread a day.
Hang on, let me switch that to metric.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That doesn't sound like very much, to be honest.
It doesn't sound like very much.
I'll go with true.
You are correct. Italy holds the Guinness record for having the most elevators.
That's interesting. I have no idea. It doesn't seem right, considering there's not all that many tall buildings. And then, so I'll say false.
It's actually true, according to the tourist website that I went on. And I cross-referenced it, and apparently it's true. They hold the Guinness record for having the most elevators.
No elevators in the book.
Well, now you need to put elevators. Italian ice cream treat spumoni is made of 3 flavors: strawberry, pistachio, and either chocolate or vanilla. True or false?
Ooh. I have no idea. Pistachio sounds like pistachio is one of my favorite ice cream. We'll go with true.
False. Spumoni is cherry ice cream, pistachio ice cream, and either chocolate or vanilla. It has little pieces of cherry. It's actually quite delicious. Well, Leonie, as always, it was a pleasure to chat with you. Thank you again for taking time to visit me on Reader Seeks Romance.
Oh, it's so much fun, as always.